Startup Podcast page is co-produced by One CFO, Credit Hero, Y Spaces, Simp, Tuala, Gig Genius, Schooltech Bedfolio, and Red Circle Global. Check out our partners in the description.
Welcome sa Startup Podcast PH, inspiring more Filipino entrepreneurs and innovators. Live tayo ngayon sa Zoom. Hello sa mga naka-tune in. And we have Level Up Talent Solutions. Empower your agency business with skilled, system-smart talent from the Philippines. And we have the CEO and founder, Pedro Fernan III. Hello, Pedro. Kamusta?
Okay lang. Thank you for having me here today.
Ayun. And Pedro is actually based in Cebu, no?
Yes.
Ayun. And actually, I did some browsing and research, of course, kung ano yung ginagawa ninyo. You're actually leveling up nga the talent. You're actually on that part providing and upgrading the talent ng mga agency business and even ng companies, ano. But siguro I let you expound more. I let you do the introduction, Pedro. Ano nga ba ang Level Up Talent Solutions?
Yes, for sure. So, Level Up Talent Solutions has two main sectors, right? So we do have our BPO/VA agency, and we also have our recruitment process outsourcing. So sa BPO/VA services natin, we are deploying virtual assistants from the Philippines to global international clients. So we cover from anything administrative, like an admin VA. They do the day-to-day crucial work of the business. We also have tech VAs where they run the back end of the client's business, such as automations, systems, content creation, and many others. We also have manager VAs. They are the leaders, right? The high tier level virtual assistants who's going to partner with our clients. They're going to be their thought and thinking partners. Roles such as project managers, operations managers, chief of staff, OBMs, and many others.
Mhm.
So for the recruitment process outsourcing services, so our main clients are here in the Philippines, mainly in Cebu, and a lot of clients in Luzon as well. So our main target audience are BPO companies. So as you observe, BPO companies mostly mass hire on a monthly basis. They are hiring for 200, 300, 500 agents from technical support to sales to admin and most especially customer service. So to solve and help with that problem, we are one of their vendors where we are the ones supplying them and endorsing top vetted candidates for these roles. So parang mostly volume hiring to.
Still filling out loan applications for your business?
Yeah, thought so.
Save your time. Grow your business. With Credit Hero, one online application gets you loan offers from multiple lenders. Apply for a business loan now. Visit credithero.com.
Yeah. Yeah. Just to understand more the structure, no? Kasi here in the podcast, actually, recently, I've interviewed sa mga agencies mismo. Apparently, you are not per se an agency, but you supply talent to the agency. So parang andun kayo sa part na yun ng supply chain. Just to understand more the problem that you're solving. So may dalawa kasi yung the second one is the recruitment process for BPOs, for example. And the first one is that you level up or you provide talent to agencies, no? Dun sa number one, ano exactly yung problem? I mean, do they have a hard, kumbaga nahirapan ba sila kumuha ng talents, or maybe yung talents na nakuha nila umaalis agad, hindi na-retain, hindi nag-stay? And does that mean you don't have a pool of talents? Rather, kumbaga kayo yung pipeline, kayo yung dadaanan. How does it work basically?
All right. So to clarify, we are an agency at our
Okay,
core.
okay.
All
Okay.
right. And maybe to differentiate siguro, VA services kasi we serve global international clients.
Okay.
Specifically clients from the US and the UK.
Okay, okay.
The recruitment process outsourcing, we provide support to
Ah,
BPOs locally from Visayas and Luzon.
so you do both pala?
Yes, so
Okay,
we
okay.
are technically an agency for both, an
Mm.
agency for VA services for
Ah,
international clients, an agency for
recruitment
talents,
for okay,
recruitment,
okay.
yes, for BPOs here in the Philippines. And to answer the second question around the problem to solve is that it's also different in nature, right? For example, for our VA services, most of the clients we serve are coaches, consultants, agency owners too, right? Agency owners from recruitment agencies to um digital marketing agencies to fintech. And our biggest campaign is really healthcare, right? So they are in the small to medium level businesses in the US or in the UK. So if they're a startup business or they're at a small scale level business, obviously CEOs and founders are really stuck in the weeds, right? So they do, especially if you're just starting a business, you as the CEO and founder, you do everything from scratch, right? So they don't have time. They need help. They need support. So this is where we come in and we offer virtual assistants to help them with their calendar, their inbox, doing research for them. All of the day-to-day admin work will be supported by the virtual assistant. If they are also in the growing phase level, meaning they are already in the medium scale level of their business, they're probably generating much more revenue already. So they are in the growth phase. Therefore, they need help with growing their business. So they need help with marketing solutions, social media managers, content creators, someone who could build their pipeline, build automations and systems for them. Or if they have a lot of departments already in their company, then they need a project manager or an operations manager to help coordinate from one department to another. And that's why we exist, because we help them grow their business by giving them more back their time and helping them with scaling up. All
Mm,
right. So that's
oo.
one. Second is our local clients, the BPO clients for recruitment process outsourcing. And I know I shared a little bit about this earlier. But the problems of, I mean, one of the problems of BPO companies is that they don't have a strong systems and processes in terms of recruitment. Because again, they are a business process outsourcing company, meaning they are very highly qualified and trained and expert in business processes, like customer service, tech support, sales, they can improve systems and all of those things. But then they are not experts in recruitment. So that means while they need 500 people for this month, they don't have the capacity to get
Mm,
500 talents for the month.
hmm.
That's where we come in.
Hmm, ayun. So, dalawa kasi actually ano, so actually they are a bit alike at naman ano, on somehow. Actually later I want to ask, paano I'm pretty sure hindi naman yung sabay na nangyari. I'm pretty sure meron diyan nauna and nag-spurt, lumabas lang yung isa from the other one. But anyway, what I want to ask first din nun is the structure. So, you have a lot of talents ano in the company. Is this remote? I mean, all around the country or you have an office in Cebu? And gaano karami ang inyong mga tao, ang inyong talents? And then, for example, a company, a startup, asks Level Up Talent Solutions for VAs, for example, or for someone to help their maybe on the starting stage nga or on the growth stage. What is the process like? Is it kumbaga like a contract, like a project contract na for 6 months or for this certain project or talagang parang they are employed, parang na-employ sila fully by that company. So, basically, how does everything work here?
Okay, so let me answer that question. But again, there's also two answers there because
Okay,
there's
yeah,
two
yeah.
main um, line of businesses. So when we talk about VA services, so what happens is that it's an open contract, right? So when clients look for a virtual assistant, we find that talent, right? And when we find the talent, that talent will have their contract with us as an independent contractor.
Mm.
And the clients will have another contract with us
Ah,
as the vendor, as the
okay.
agency.
Ah,
And that we introduce both the VA and the client so they can work together.
mm.
All right. So, but again, the contract is with us. So we are the middleman in that sense.
Gets.
And to that, we have more than 100 virtual assistants working for us and with us and providing VA services to our clients. For the RPO business, it's also kind of different, right? Because we are a provider of talents locally. So that means that when we work with a client and they're looking for, let's say, customer service representative, we find the talent, we do the initial screening, we
Mm.
endorse them to the BPO, and when they get hired, their contract is gonna be with the BPO company. We're gonna
Ah.
be out of the picture after that.
So that's the difference actually.
That's the difference. So for VA services, we manage the VAs.
Ah,
For RPO, we don't.
yeah. You bridge and then sila na kumbaga.
Sila na, out na kami.
Gets.
But we do have the 90-day guarantee, meaning for whatever reason that there's termination, resignation, or whatsoever within that 90-day period, we are part of our contract is finding a replacement.
Ah, yeah, gets. Now that I think of it, parang basically these companies, your clients, outsource the HR part. Well, the finding talents part, Now I'm gonna ask that question, when this started, Level Up Talent Solutions, what was the first kumbaga how did it start and paano ipinanganak yung kung sino man diyan yung pangalawa? I'll take a guess, I'll guess the VA, the first one, it's the first one kasi I I'm guessing lang. Many Filipinos kasi nagkaroon ng parang era tayo na may maraming mga VAs and agencies. And then feeling ko lang because you had that expertise, kumbaga din how the human resource part because you connect people, you connect talents to companies. Nagkaroon na rin ka ng expertise sa recruitment and that's how yung sa BPO part, BPO recruitment came into the picture. But let me know if I'm wrong. So, paano siya nangyari, Pedro?
Hey, and you're very correct there, Danny. So our mission in our organization has always been to provide opportunities to the Filipino community, right? And we started 6 years ago in 2020, and
Pandemic.
that was the epic pandemic, the iconic pandemic period, right? And because of that, and to give you a brief background, I was in the BPO space, right? So I was one
Sa
of the
Cebu.
managers in Cebu. And during the pandemic, I observed the trend where a lot of the business owners started moving their businesses from an office based setup to either hybrid or a remote setup. A lot of the talents, employees, contractors started moving out from an office based setup to going into more of a remote environment. And because of that, I saw the opportunity as to why not I help both of these individuals, the business owner and the talent, to meet,
Yeah.
right? Why not I help the business owners meet talents from the Philippines and of course the talents to find jobs in the US, in the UK, while working remotely at the comforts of their homes, right?
Yeah.
Because truth be told, in the VA industry, VAs are gonna earn more, right? Because aside from their earning dollars, they don't have to pay for their transportation. They don't have to spend 2 hours in the traffic every day. They get to spend more quality time with their families, with their kids, while working and earning,
Yeah, work from home. So how did the second one occur, yung sa recruitment process naman for
right?
BPOs? Mm.
So, because we have been successful for over the past 6 years, and our core has always been about humans. We are in the human business.
Yeah.
We don't provide perfumes, coffees, food, or whatsoever, right? We are all about human development, professional development. We're all about training. And because we saw the success there over the years, we decided in November 2025 that we start building our recruitment process outsourcing for BPOs here in the Philippines. Because over the years, we've learned that while work from home is the trend, a lot of people wants to work from home and all of those things. We realize that there are actually talents who also want to work at the office, especially the extroverts, because they want to meet people, they want to talk to people. Because if you're at home, you're not talking to anyone at all, aside from someone thousands of miles away, right? And and to be honest, the virtual assistant industry, it's already congested right now, right?
Mm.
There's so many people really wanting to get inside the industry, but it has become more difficult and more difficult every single day,
Mm.
right? And those who started first with more experience have multiple clients that they work with. Those who do not have experience have difficulties joining the industry, right?
Yeah.
Because the industry evolved as well. Clients are now looking for someone with experience
Yeah.
who's plug and play more than someone who's just exploring the industry. And
Yeah.
maybe for those who can, you know, dive and dissect themselves into the industry, we can help them at least find another opportunity. It may not be a remote work opportunity, but it is an opportunity for BPOs here in the Philippines.
Yeah, interesting. So it's like a pivot din ano, in startup terms we call that somehow a pivot na actually nag-level up din si Level Up Talent Solutions. Para siyang backward integration din na yun nga you're in the humans business. You're actually a BPO no, parang sort of a BPO din. Agencies are actually BPOs because ina-outsource nga naman sa agencies yung mga
Right.
business processes. But um I think two reasons. Number one, yung internal, you have that expertise. Second, yung external, nagiging medyo competitive ang ecosystem. So you have to level up. You have to find another business line. At kaya kayo nagpunta sa RPO. Is that a new term lang pala? Parang ang ganda ng term na yun eh, recruitment process outsourcing. Is that a new term or matagal na ba may ganun?
Matagal na.
Matagal na ba?
Matagal na
Yeah.
po.
Yeah.
Medyo sikat ng si BPO, Business Process
Oo.
Outsourcing.
Oo.
Pero BPOs for many years, for more than a decade, has always been working with recruitment process outsourcing.
Ah,
So we're new in the business. We have been operating for the past 8 months,
mm.
and surprisingly, even if we're probably the youngest in the industry, we have more than 15 clients, BPO clients,
Hmm.
BPO and enterprise level companies that we serve.
Hmm. Now here's the question. So since well in the BPO part that you do and in the RPO part, why kumbaga what sets Level Up Talent Solutions apart? I mean, why would clients go to you? There are many um kumbaga in an industry, companies somehow they find their edge, may it be in cost, efficiency, or maybe in quality or time, speed, etc. So how about kay Level Up Talent Solutions in both the BPO side and in the RPO side?
Well, what sets us apart is really our intention. I've always mentioned about our that we are in the human business, right? So we're really here to provide opportunities for the Filipino communities. Just so you know, a lot of clients in the US and UK would probably ask, do you have VAs that are based in India, that are based in other parts of the Asian countries and all of those things? I would always tell them that yes, we can try to find. However, our expertise are really based in the Philippines because Filipino workers are amazing, brilliant, smart, has initiative, proactive. They have the most amazing work ethics that you can ever find in the world. And I'm not saying that because I'm in the business. I'm saying that because I saw that. I'm seeing that every single day. And I'm so proud of working with with the Filipino community. And because of that, there's that passion. There's that passion of really finding the right balance. We consider ourselves a matchmaker too, right? So we don't just look into, okay, I'm looking for a virtual assistant who could do social media management. Yes, we can find that. But tell me about your business. What's your interest? Because we match them with someone that they match, not just with the skill set, the experience, but the character, the personality, the experience, the interest. And because of that, we have like in quarter one, we have 100% retention rate because we don't
Mm,
just find you talents, we find you your match.
very much. Wow.
In today's digital world, your organization needs more than just technology. It needs a strategic partner. At Symph, we build web and mobile apps that drive innovation for startups, enterprises, and organizations worldwide. Visit symph.co today. Trust the digital future with Twala. Secure and tamper-proof digital signature. Electronic notarization service. And custom AI agents for intelligent document workflows. Visit twala.io to learn more.
Actually, and I think that's the reason why you went to RPO, ano, kasi kumbaga recruitment is not just volume hiring, it's also about finding that match, ano, really matching, as you said nga kanina, you're hitting two birds with one stone. Kumbaga in
Mm.
solving a problem, you're providing jobs here in the Philippines and you're giving talent to foreign man yan or if you have local. Do you have local clients nga ba?
Yes, the RPO, our local clients.
The local BPOs, yeah, yeah.
Local BPO.
Now, actually, you mentioned kanina ano na you're from the BPO industry then you worked as ano. Pero I want to dig deeper sa story. I mean, you're in the BPO industry, you're working in a BPO. You could have gone full BPO like maybe you have ano rin up the ranks or maybe like stay as a employee somehow, a stable job, but you went into a riskier somehow. Medyo riskier naman talaga ang business ano. So, why do that transition? And kumbaga, ano yung nagtulak sa'yo to really start the startup, the business? Kumbaga really, transition here from being in a corporate or in a, 9 to 5 or not 9 to 5 eh, or, a shift job.
Well, that's a very good question. So, I've always been really intentional about my growth. And I would say, in a good way, I am a very ambitious person in general, right? So, maybe to share a little bit of background about myself. And this is a very quick introduction to help you understand why I'm in the entrepreneur world right now, right? Um, so when I finish my college degree, I'm from Surigao. I'm from
Ah,
Surigao del Norte,
which
and
one? Which city or
Surigao City. Surigao
Surigao
City.
City, I see.
It's like
Wow.
a 30-minute boat ride to Siargao.
Ah,
It's a small town, and I love Surigao City. There's very, very good people there. I have a lot of friends. But I thought about opportunities, and Cebu was one of the highly growing cities in the Philippines, and I decided, why not I go to Cebu and find myself there, right? So
soul
to cut
searching.
yes, so to cut the story short, I started my career in the BPO space. While I was working in the BPO space, I took my master's degree in
Oh,
communication, and then I also finished and earned my doctorate degree in
oh,
literature and communication.
wow.
After which, I also took my project management professional certification and finished couple of Lean Six Sigma
Hmm,
belt certification and ended up with Lean Six Sigma black belt. So
wow.
if you have an idea, there's like white, yellow, green, black. And
Mm.
then the last is master black belt, which I did not take anymore. So I've always been fond of my personal development, and hence the reason why I'm in this business now. because I'm trying to really help people level up as well, their professional growth, their personal development, their skill sets at the same time. Um, so over the years in the BPO space, I have moved from a rank and file to a team manager to an operations manager, director of operations, chief operating officer,
Oh, wow.
um, from couple of BPO companies, both on site and remote. So with that experience, I thought, okay, I was the COO, Chief Operating Officer, and it's probably the peak. So what's next? How do I level up? Do I
Oh,
want to be a COO forever? Do I want to explore a lateral promotion and explore CMO, CFO? Or do I just really want to go the next level, which is the CEO? So I decided to go to the next level. So that's the reason why I shared a little personal background about myself, because I need you to understand my thought process. I've
yeah.
always wanted to level up,
Level
and
up.
that's my core. And that's the reason why the business is called Level Up, right? So that's why I decided, okay, I'm gonna start Level Up. And to give you a background, I have multiple small businesses as well. So my longest business is really my Fernan lending business. So may pautang tayo, di ba? So it's the
Mm.
longest, probably running for the past 9 years. Aside from my lending business, I also have a piggery business and the livestock business.
Oh, wow.
Also in the car industry, not in the car industry, I'm in the car rental industry and in the car wash industry. And of course, the two level up businesses. So I guess the question was more of, why not work the 9 to 5 and why start a business?
Yeah.
So here's the reality. Two reasons. One is legacy. Second is impact. Legacy has always been so big to me, because I want my kids to grow up and really be proud of their dad, right? And that's why I do all of the things that I do today. And second is impact. If you have a 9 to 5, you're boxed in a 9 to 5 depending on your role. So if you're a business analyst, you're a marketing officer, you're boxed into marketing, for example. You're boxed into process improvements if you're a business analyst. But if you're a CEO, you have more reach, more resources, more impact you can create. And that impact has always been trying to provide jobs to the Filipino community.
Wow. Legacy and impact. Um, I'm pretty sure many sa mga nakikinig na 'to baka iniisip naman ngayon, how about the practicality? Kasi, I mean, you have reached the C-suite, that rank, and for sure, that's a stable income ano. When you jump sa entrepreneurship, that's like back to hindi naman back to zero, pero like, if you start as a business from scratch, level up, puwedeng hindi naman agad-agad yung profits, so yung growth ng company. Or maybe also because you have these other businesses, yung piggery nga and yung pautang. So, somehow meron din namang income to support you. I mean, I just want to ask on the practical end because maybe baka may mga nakikinig na gayahin ka na bigla-biglang mag-jump din. So, how is it on that side, the financial, the practical? Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of things to consider when you want to go all in being a business owner, right? One is your physical aspect. You have to be healthy, right? You have to stay fit. You have to make the right choices every day. Second is your spirituality, right? And I'm not gonna talk about religion. I'm just gonna talk about your main principles in life, because whatever you do, wherever you go, that is really something that will never be faded. That's gonna be the root cause of all of the decisions you will make. All right. Um, Third is probably your experience and skill sets. You have to ask yourself, are you ready? Am I ready? Right? What are the skills that I now have? Um, that I can use if I want to start a business? But at the same time, what are the skills that I don't have? Because for the skills that you don't have, yeah, you could probably try to learn them or get someone who already knows that to help you run that business. But yes, number four, going back to your question, finances. To be honest, there was really a time in running Level Up where I was negative. And that's true. So, to everyone who's listening or watching this recording or live right now, you have to be financially ready, right? Running a business is different from having a 9 to 5. If you have a 9 to 5, you have a predictable, consistent revenue per month. If you're getting paid 20K, you know every month you're getting 20K. But in running a business, you could get 500K for this month. You could get 50K the next month, another 100K the next month, or negative K the next month. So it's crazy, it's fun, but it takes a lot of fighting spirit to be an entrepreneur.
Speaking about that fighting spirit, and you mentioned kanina na parang you learned this, no, by yourself actually. Did you have mentors or did you really learn? And kasi I believe also it takes the relearning part or the humility part to learn again because yun nga nasa taas ka na kumbaga ng BPO industry but you hindi naman started from sa baba pero parang you had to learn or relearn a lot of things. How was that internally? Because I think you have to rewire your brain na hindi ako nasa taas. I have to learn from the ground again. And also externally, did you have mentors or maybe books or coaches or whatever? How did you learn entrepreneurship? How did you push through this?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So, I'm a self-made entrepreneur. So that means I have really explored things over the years. I've made so many mistakes, um, from marketing to leadership, people management to sales to everything. I've made so many mistakes, but I've learned from them, and I think that's the reason why all of our systems and processes right now have strengthened so much, and especially it comes with automations. But yes, when you become an entrepreneur, something to take note of is that you're not the smartest one in the room. You will never be the smartest one in the room, and you should not be the smartest one in the room. You have to take that humility to understand that life is full of learning. Whatever age you're in right now, whatever status you have in life, there's so much to learn. There's so much to learn. And in terms of mentors, I do have mentors, and I'm very intentional and strategic with mentors. So I do have a mentor for leadership. I do have a mentor for business improvement. I do have a mentor for training and speaking engagement. I do have a mentor for relationships. I do have a mentor for so many different aspects of my life. And that is important. And to be honest, mentors doesn't need to be official. It doesn't have to be your official I do have an executive coach, by the way. So that's
Mhm.
also different because, but um having a mentor doesn't mean that you have that agreement that hey, you're gonna be my mentor
Yeah.
for this and all of those things, but people that you look up to, like for example, my mentor in training and speaking engagement is someone 5 years younger than me,
Mm.
one of the members of an organization I am currently connected with, and he probably doesn't know it, but I'm looking up to him. I'm observing him. I'm asking questions from him. I'm learning from him every single time. Because again, we have strengths and weaknesses, right? And we want to improve. We want to consistently improve. We are butterflies. We're supposed to change. We're supposed to improve. We're supposed to develop ourselves. And we cannot do that alone. We need mentors. Whoever that mentor is, even if it's your strength, especially if it's your weakness, you need to find a mentor.
Yeah. I think it starts then with ano, accepting that you are not the best person and you have a lot to learn from anyone else.
Yeah.
Um, Also on the entrepreneurship side, I want to ask yung kumbaga how the business grew. But actually, first of all, ang ganda nung sinabi mo kanina, Pedro, na ano, with every mistake that you have encountered or experienced, mas nasa-strengthen actually yung systems and processes kasi kumbaga, well, that's how you learn, number one, through those mistakes. But at the same time, that's also how you react and respond and make the company, the system stronger. Um, how did you grow the client base? Hindi rin madali mag-sales, hindi rin madali kumbaga you started level up talent solutions like they will think kumbaga isipin nila, "Sino 'to? Who is this? This is a new player." I mean, they could have gone with other kumbaga bigger names. How was the business journey on the side of like finding and securing and selling kumbaga, to these clients? Like maybe from the start, paano yung una? 0 to 1 and then 1 to 10, something like that.
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. So, right now, maybe let me just start the for on the now, right? Because now we have everything that we need, from marketing to client acquisition to sales. We have all of the resources,
The
automation.
part I mean, you have that
Systems.
the people then too, ano?
Yes, we have everything from pipeline. So
Mm.
everything that you can think of in running a business to generate more clients, we have all of that now. Going back 6 years ago, how did we move from 0 to 1? So what's interesting is that our first ever client was someone who do not know me, someone who doesn't know the business or haven't heard about the business. But if you want to move from 0 to 1, you need to sell yourself, because I'm in the B2B space and it's different from B2C. If it's business to consumer, for example, you're selling coffee to consumers, right? Then it's like you just have to sell it out there and that's it. You just have to find a good marketing strategy and that's it. Business to business is different. Why? You're building from relationships. You're investing in relationships. So what does that mean? CEOs and founders need to trust me rather than my services first. They need
Mm.
to know about me. And going back to my story, and to those listeners and viewers for this, you don't have to go through the entire process for all of my educational backgrounds and certifications at hand. Um, but that was my selling point, right? My selling point for them to trust me is that I'm a doctor, I have a PhD, I have all of the certifications, I know the ins and outs of the business. And it also comes with really building that relationship. And it so happened that our first ever client, his parents are both PhDs. So we found that common ground where we had a conversation. So if you're in the B2B space and if you want to get your first ever client, you have to find that connection. Either pickleball, golf, badminton, or dancing, singing, whatever. Once you are speaking with a client, find a common ground, research about them. And if they're interested with, let's say they're interested in dancing, and you are, I hope, that you're also interested in dancing,
Mm.
make sure that in that conversation, you pitch that in. You find that common ground, that common denominator. And if you start to build that relationship, that connection, everything follows. That's the trick in the B2B space.
Yeah, that's actually very interesting ano, and how you differentiated then B2C sa B2B. And come to think of it, it's actually kind of true na B2B kasi talaga is more of lasting relationships eh. B2C, kumbaga it's consumer driven, it's buy a product, then that's it. If they like the product, they will go back. But it's
Yes.
more about the service nga ano, or the product. B2B, true, it's about the relationships and actually the trust nga kasi B2B are usually longer commitments and kumbaga, why will they trust you if hindi ka katiwa-tiwala? So, parang you have to establish that level of trust and possibly that that commitment to a certain level of reliability. They have to find you to be reliable and dependable because business to business means a part of their business ine-entrust nila sa'yo eh. Parang
Mm.
you are covering a certain facet, a certain step, a certain part of their business. So you really have to connect well, kumbaga. So I think that's a very ano no, that's a very good actually for me rin, that's a very good learning now. Na I think B2B really is kumbaga it has a lot to do with relationships, trust, reliability, and really connecting. Now maiba na tayo ng onti ano Pedro. Eh, um, I just remembered kasi may nakita akong post sa LinkedIn a few days ago about the VA, about VAs. Um, well, you mentioned na kanina 'no, medyo competitive na nga ngayon sa VA space. I remember parang 5 to 10 years ago very crazy nga yung VAs ano, kasi you can earn a lot, you can earn 6 digits, while working from home, et cetera. Now nga siguro medyo naging competitive. I have 2 questions. First, paano na nag-transition ang VA space now? Maybe nag-iba na ng niches. For example, I think dati parang, very digital marketing, sales, customer service. Now parang may mga specifics nga na even project management nga as you said. And second, yung nabasa ko kasi saying na parang, hindi na dapat ginagamit ang term na VA, virtual assistant, kasi you're actually for example, Filipinos, these talents are not assistants. They are project managers, they're operations managers. They are actually part of your system of your business. What do you think about that?
Yeah, very good question. So, um, generally, as I was saying earlier, we do have three sectors of the VAs, right? We have three different types of VAs. We do have the admin VA. For example, under the admin VA, there's a lot of VAs, either an executive assistant, an admin, or customer service specialist, recruitment specialist, and all of those things. Tech VA, we have social media managers, graphic designers, or a manager VA falls under the project manager, OBM, operations manager, project manager, and all of those things. So we call virtual assistants as virtual assistants because they are working virtually.
Mm.
VAs is a term that is marketing driven.
Gets.
Clients would easily understand them. Hence,
Gets.
it's really generic because you cannot just advertise a project manager alone or a social media manager alone because that means that you're tied up to one kind of service. So, as an agency, we use virtual assistants to drive clients to us.
Gets.
And once
SEO din
they're
yan.
Yes, and once they're inside of us and we're already talking about virtual assistants, then we go to the specifics. Like, for example, a project manager. So once they decide, okay, I want a project manager, we don't call that person a VA anymore. We call that person a project manager. We call that person an operations manager, a social media manager. So it's only for a marketing driven kind of coin or a term that we use. Now, there's also another thing that you've mentioned earlier around how does the VA industry work now? Kasi many years ago, Jenny, people are actually trained, exposed to being a social media manager, being an executive assistant, being an admin assistant, or they have like specific niches. But over the years, the VA industry has evolved like so much in a way that clients want, number one, plug and play. Second, someone who does all things as much as possible. So
Mm.
VAs have also evolved themselves, trained themselves, exposed themselves. So an executive assistant now could literally do graphic design, video editing, content management, social media management. They could do basic bookkeeping. They could do project management. So VAs now are multi-skilled, and that's what clients are looking for. That's actually what we're also training them to be, especially the use of AI. Many
Mm.
years ago, our industry was flattened and said, There will be no VAs anymore because there's AI and everything will be automated. Well, I beg to disagree. So what we did 3 years ago is we trained all our VAs in AI. Because the
Oh.
reality is that AI can only be as powerful as its user. AI cannot function alone. It cannot think on its own without its user. That's why all our virtual assistants are trained. We call them Lean Pro VAs because they are highly trained in AI and systems.
Meet Lala, a freelancer who chose Gig Genius. Unlike many platforms that make freelancers pay just to apply, Gig Genius was built to put skills first, not spending. No pay to apply barriers, no bidding fees, just safer opportunities through dual system verification. Ready to experience the difference? Visit giggenius.io and join Gig Genius today.
Education is evolving, and so are we. Introducing SchoolTech by Edfolio, your all-in-one school management solution. Built for schools of all sizes, SchoolTech bridges the gap between school and learning management. Driven by passion, SchoolTech makes educational technology accessible, affordable, and easy to use for schools everywhere. With an integrated approach, SchoolTech simplifies management across different departments and enhances efficiency in operations. SchoolTech transforms the way schools manage, teach, and learn. SchoolTech, taking school management solutions to the next level.
Running a business? Make it smarter with Red Circle Global. Streamline operations, boost productivity, and manage everything in one powerful ERP system. Book your free business demo today at redcircleglobal.com, guided by one of our top experts.
Gets, gets. Ang galing, galing, galing. First of all, ang ganda nung pagkakuwento ng evolution ng VAs, no? Maybe as an industry nga, no, as kumbaga as a whole dynamic, nag-evolve din talaga. And now, it's also very nice to hear na the VAs under Level Up Talent Solutions actually are being equipped with AI. And ang ganda rin nung you're using VA, the term, siguro nga nag-evolve na yung ecosystem, but the term for marketing still has its role, still plays its role na it can attract yung mga naghahanap ng virtual quote-unquote assistants or talents actually VT na lang kaya ng virtual talent. But anyway, kasi yun naman talaga kumbaga it's a future work now na a person in the Philippines can be hired, or kumbaga services of someone in the Philippines can be availed by someone abroad, no? So virtual naman talaga yung setup now, and once you have that connection na nakuha na yung virtual, now you dig deeper to the niches na our VAs, our talents can do AI, can do product management, can do graphics, etc. And that's how you hit it up. Sige, ayun, actually, Pedro, thank you very much, no? Last question na lang pala.
Sige.
Ano nga bang vision for Level Up Talent Solutions? I'm pretty sure, or siguro din, you can tell, maybe when you started Level Up Talent Solutions, did you have a vision? Did you see really growing? And kamusta yung roadmap papunta dun? And ano pa yung vision moving forward?
Yes, well, I've always been a visionary. So when we started a business, we've always had a vision. All right. And the end goal really is to have multiple facets of the business. So when we started BA services, the RPO business has always been part of that vision already. Right. And it happened. So where are we going in the next 5 years? So we are going to remain in the human business, right? But we are going to grow in terms of our technology. So in the next 5 years, Level Up will not only just be a VA services agency, not only a recruitment process outsourcing agency, but we're also going to be an employer on record. We're going to dive deeper into creating our own systems as an EOR to clients that are based globally or internationally. At the same time, we're also going to grow into the enterprise level BPOs. Because right now, as I've shared earlier, our target market are small to medium level businesses, those startups and growing phase businesses. In the next 5 years, we are going to be serving enterprise level companies already. So right now, we do have more than 100 people. And in the next 5 years, we're looking at more than 5,000 people at hand. Because again, the vision has always been to provide job opportunities to the Filipino community. And I'm never going to stop until we get there.
Wow, and I think that's the legacy. But really ano,
The legacy, that's the impact.
yeah. But also ano 'no, kumbaga focusing on the human's business. Kumbaga you're in that space, and you have that expertise, you have that system, the people already in that space. So you're strengthening talaga, that core kumbaga and leveling it up and ayun nga, maybe the pinnacle or the goal also is to get enterprise level clients.
Yeah.
Ayun, thank you very much, Pedro. This has been a very, very, very nice conversation. By the way, if our listeners want to know more about you or Level Up Talent Solutions, maybe they want to partner, work with you, collaborate, or maybe a client is looking for talents that you can help with. So, how can they find more information? Maybe you can lead them to the website or social media pages.
Yes. So if you are a potential client and wants to work with us, you can find our Facebook page, Level Up Talent Solutions. Or if you're looking for an opportunity remotely or on site, either in Cebu or based in Luzon, you can go to Level Up Recruitment Facebook page. You can also directly connect with me on LinkedIn. You can search Dr. Pedro Fernan III, CLSSBB. You can also go to our website, LVL, www.leveluptalentsolutions.com.
Yeah, and I'll also put those links below ano. And ayun, thank you very much. This has been a very, very, very nice conversation. Thank you very much, Pedro. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Johnny. I appreciate this opportunity to create a legacy and an impact to our viewers.
Legacy and impact. And thank you as well sa mga nakinig, sa mga nag-tune in. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.
Thank you very much to our 66 patrons. This episode is super powered by AskFlex PH Academy, our official e-learning partner. Get certifications on Lean Six Sigma, project management, data science, and more. Cloud CFO. Cloud CFO provides expert accounting, tax, and payroll services for SMEs and startups using smart technology to deliver actionable financial insights. Architect Space Solutions. Architect provides ground station services, space data analytics, and technology supplies to grow the Philippines' role in the global space ecosystem. Divico Technologies Incorporated, IT solutions specializing in software development, blockchain, smart contracts, digital wallets, and cybersecurity. Argum AI makes smarter decisions by presenting both sides of an issue as argued by two distinct AI models. Pixel by Implement. Turn content into opportunity, grow deeper connections, and earn more. Only with Pixel. Sign up at pixel.implement.co. School of Profits. Filipino-led community for aspiring freelancers, VAs, agency builders, and online earners. Built to help you start, grow, and earn online together. Founders Launchpad, our ecosystem partner. Early stage accelerator providing venture capital funding, operational support, and mentorship. Hire Business Solutions, provider of the most configurable cloud-based payroll system in the Philippines. Agile Data Solutions, the Philippines' fastest growing market insights tech company with its data gathering platform, HustlePH. Smile Checks, streamline hiring and onboarding with automated background checks. Cloverly, all-in-one digital platform for property developers. Body Beauties, accessible and personalized diabetes self-management application. Hyperstocks, digital banking enabler for rural and thrift banks. Wonderbrand, data science-driven brand strategy and design for emerging markets. This episode is powered by Pareto Consulting, Josie AI, Uplift Code Comp, Board Prep, Kanzen Barley, East Point Business Outsourcing Services, Filipina Home-Based Moms, Hex Colony, Jur.ph, Big Giant Games, Pahatid PH, Sugbudok, Agacon Aquafeeds Juan Alj, Grey Wolf Technologies Philippines, Sirius MD. Support the podcast through the link in the description.